It's every week to 2 weeks. Next one. Masobe will usually not take food from tweezers. Even the captive bred animals don't like to take crickets from tweezers, but they will go after snails like crazy. Females won't eat snails outside the breeding season, but when the calcium needs increase, when they start laying eggs in the spring, they also start feeding on snails again. Next one. All the bigger snails are usually crushed. The snail shells are crushed a little bit, so the animals grab them more easily. Next one. The females usually probably smell the snail mucus and come down from their branches to feed on snails. They will usually eat even up to 4 or 5 snails in one feeding session, every 1 to 2 weeks. They have very big and strong jaws, so that probably suggests that they feed with similar prey items in nature as well. Next one. It's a feeding technique. Next one. Next one. Yeah, these are freshwater aquarium snails. In Europe, you can frequently see these snails in freshwater tanks with tropical fish. I don't know the exact species of these snails. They are small snails. They grow maximum to about ½ an inch in diameter. They are very good for feeding various smaller geckos. Even Eurydatylodis will take them. And they have one big advantage over land snails. If you put them in small shallow dishes with a little water, they won't go around the terrarium. They will stay in these dishes, and geckos will come down from branches and pick them up. This is actually Uroplatus fantasticus terrarium. The female readily came down from branches to check the dish and was feeding on these snails readily. These snails are unfortunately not so easy to breed if you don't keep aquariums, so these days I'm using more land snails, which are very, very easy to breed without any problems. Yes, I was even using these small freshwater snails for baby Masobe and even some younger Masobe who usually don't take land snails were feeding on this, and I noticed even some younger males were taking these snails from these dishes. Okay, so we covered snails. Next, behavior and breeding. Next one. Adult Masobe are always kept either single or in pairs. Some females were even aggressive to other females in the same terrarium, so it's always better to be on the safe side and keep either every female singly or keep them with males in pairs. At the beginning I was trying to keep 1.2 in the same terrarium, and one female was very aggressive and was continuously biting other females' tail until she dropped it. I thought it was the male who was doing the biting, but I didn't know it before it was too late that it was the other female that was chasing that animal that eventually dropped the tail. Next one. Next one. This is one of my first F1 captive bred pairs. These species will only emerge from shelters in complete darkness, and they will spend most of their active time off the ground, either on glass or on branches. Captive bred animals, they lose their shyness, they are not shy anymore, so they're not afraid when you come and spray them or feed them. They are not, males are quite a bit more nervous than females. Males will react much more fearfully when picked up or trying to handle them for various reasons. Captive bred Masobe can actually tolerate a decent amount of unavoidable handling quite well. As I said, males are a bit more nervous. Next one. Yes. Two females kept separately. Next one. This is the proper way to handle Masobe. You shouldn't grab them with your hand, otherwise they might get nervous, try to bite you. They usually never drop the tail. I never had any animal drop the tail because of the handling. But the males will get very nervous if they are handled improperly and will try to bite you. And there's one curious thing I noticed. If animal gets scared, if it's picked up, it will try to club you, actually hit you with the spines of the tail continuously, which cannot hurt you or hurt any predator, but it's surprising enough for the potential predator to drop the animal so it can escape. So I noticed this many times, especially when picking up males. He was trying to hit me with the tail and spines, and it was quite a surprising behavior at that time. Next one. Yeah, you can see the spines. They seem hard, but they're not. They can't hurt you. They're not so hard as it would seem. Next one. Okay, so this is one of the young males. The adults can be usually always sexed by about 4 months of age, by the presence of hemipenile bulges. You can usually sex males by 3.5 months, but it's easier to be 100% about the sex difference by 4 months. Always easier if you have both sexes to compare them, but after 4 months you usually can't make this mistake anymore because all the males develop their hemipenises and they're easily visible after that age. Next one. Young female. They actually grow quite fast after the first 2 months, which are slower. They start growing really fast, and you can get almost adult animals in less than 10 months, but by 1 year of age they are always seem completely adult. But of course I would never recommend breeding them before 1.5 years of age, when the females really get big. Next one. So the adult weights are, for females are of course bigger than males. They grow in the first year up to about 30 grams and grow up to about 35 grams. The maximum weight I recorded was 37.9, almost 38 grams, and the males are quite smaller, about 22 to 25 grams. These maximum sizes, of course, were recorded at the beginning of breeding season, when the females are heaviest. Later they lose some weight because of the egg production. Next one. This is a good breeding-sized female.